tuning in. And you know this truth, this gospel is for you so-called Negro, Latinos, Hispanic, Native Americans, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And furthermore, you see the title, which I agree. Um, Bob Marley actually has a song called Midnight Ravers on what is it? Catch a Fire. Actually, one of my albums I actually like from Bob Marley. It's many songs, many more songs too. But yeah, women look like men now in drag makeup. Black so-called black woman goes off. Says natural ladies are winning. So 2024. Let me see something. Let me see. So older woman. Let's start off with this older woman. Titus 2. Let me get Titus in the GNT. Let's see what it says. Titus 2 GNT. So Titus 2 and what's that, verse 1. But you must teach what agrees with sound doctrine. You know, all of our, how you say, the elders before us, meaning our parents, our grandparents. Unfortunately, they all failed, dropped the title of, parenting, teaching. A lot of them didn't fell for the plans of Esau going into the New World Order. It's the book that is a book out there called the New World Order, and one of their plans was to really destroy the family. So not keeping the house intact. This is why you have fast food. When you just out and about, a lot of things that's out there, you will say, damn, a woman should be doing certain things. Meaning, sewing, how you say, food spots, it's a lot more. I just can't think off top. And due to this day-to-day dysfunction out here and the bullshit, you have, these convenient plots, stuff that's just, really, like for instance, you had what is it, damn, what you call it, the industrial age, when men, really had to go out there, work with their hands more, really had to become mechanics, really had to, cut down trees. You really had to have chickens. You really had to have a horse. So just like is the article that came out, majority of Americans barely, they use a small percentage of their brains. Well, back in the day, prior to the 1900s, I want to say 1800s, and even past then, in the ancient ways, it wasn't quote unquote cars, it wasn't quote unquote conveniences or luxuries and shortcuts you can take to pretty much bring a fast paced society. They pretty much try to make like everywhere, like New York. It was an important reason why you bore sons. It was an important reason why you had daughters. And when you had sons, you teach your sons how to be, sufficient use of his hands and critical thinker, logical. And you teach your daughter, that she needs a man, a husband. You will teach her womanly duties because both goes hand in hand. And when you don't have when like the scripture says, in laws was I can find it. It brings an imbalance in society. and Esau thrives and he thrives and he prospers off the dysfunction of men, the dysfunction of women, and then the dysfunction of children. And Esau pretty much made a turned America into a land of partying, pleasure, and drugs, fast pace, hooting and hollering, the Soul Train era. To be sound in their faith, love, and endurance. In the same way, instruct the older women to behave as women should who live a holy life. Now, again, you have men that want to look like a girl, want to look like, well, be honest with you, man, look like a thought. Um, because really, a real woman doesn't even act how a so-called GAY man acts like. And same thing with a woman, a girl who acts like a man. When you first talk, when you hear about a woman trying to act like a dude, you you picture a bull dagger or a dyke. A bull dagger is modern day dyke word. And when you look at a woman, a man that wants to be a woman, you picture and visualize a very promiscuous, thottish, you know, thing that promotes itself and flaunts itself. And when you look at a woman, a regular dude doesn't act overly aggressive as a dyke or bull dagger does. And when a dude try to act like a woman, your average woman doesn't could ordain herself like that. So basically, you can tell it's a mental disorder. It's mental. It's a mental issue. And the thing about Esau, this is an agenda to really destroy women and lose the roles of women and then lose the roles of men. Because this is how you usher in the new world order. So it says, they must not be slanderers or slaves to wine, and that's twofold. Actual strong drink, wine, and also philosophies. And these women, not having fathers, having self issues. I mean, self, no logic, no wisdom, no understanding, no knowledge, and plus just having no self esteem. These women, they follow suits what society pushes. So the thing now is women being whores and sluts. So a lot of these women, push just give out their pussy, and it becomes fucked out to the point where they usually have a strong disdain for men. So they either they get the vibration of a dude, or they either how you call it um they either go toward the woman that dresses like a dyke or a bull dagger, or she constantly puts all this makeup, eyelashes on, and basically she acts like a dude. She says bruh, she says bro. She carries herself as a dude. She's loud as shit. She's obnoxious. Matter of fact, she looks like the the chick that reminds me right off top is Priscilla. I think AKA the Queen Maker. So it says they must teach what is good in order to train the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self controlled and pure. And when you look at these women, when you look at how a trainee dresses, I really don't want to look at pull it up, but um you know when you out and about in Babylon, 9 out of 10 you'll see a trainee now in these days. And when you look at how a trainee conducts itself, they have the BBL, And what a woman getting? They're getting BBLs. They wear the trainee wears makeup. What do women wear? A bunch of makeup. A trainee wears a wig. What do majority of the so-called black women look like? I mean, wear a wig. They wear the makeup. The putting on the makeup. They have this little fake walk, and they talk real thottish, promiscuously. So, and this is why that's kind of like a sign to tell what woman not to really fuck with, because you really got to be careful in this world. And ultimately, all in all, one thing you can, how you say, one way you can kind of spot out a chick that's, how you say it, trying to do the right thing. Shalaki. She would embrace her real hair, wear, how you say, a head wrap, which according to our law, women are supposed to have their head covered, their heads covered. They will have a humble look to them. They will be very meek and soft spoken. And I'm not trying to say, woman her voice is gonna sound, you know, like she's a complete, you get what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying. So it says, to be controlled, self-controlled and pure, and to be good housewives who submit themselves to their husbands, so that no one will speak evil of the message that come from Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua. See that? And also, verse 6, in the same way urge the young men to be self-controlled. In all things yourself must be an example of good behavior. Be sincere and serious in your teaching. So you get what I'm saying? Self-control is, if you have self-control, a man is not going to indulge in being a woman. And that's really not a woman. A woman doesn't conduct herself in that behavior. A woman would, be very meek, modest apparel, her head covered, and have, when she talks with wisdom and understanding, or some type of logic. But she will have to learn that from her father, and then she would have to be given to a man of wisdom and of understanding, because that man would mold that woman, and she would, and how you say, conduct herself in the way of her husband. So if her husband was, has wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it would show through her as well. And that's why when you look at these women today, you can clearly see that they've dealt with a bunch of hood rats or a bunch of hood niggas, and you get kind of somewhat see what they desire. These women have all tatted up. Oh my fucking goodness, tatted up, piercings out the ass. Man, a lot of these so-called black women, their voices are very deep. They kind of sound like mine. They're raspy. It's not a soft, nurturing, uplifting bone in their body. It's just all hard, rough, proudful. You ain't, again, they're more mannish. And then they got that demon, Sexy Red, that she makes this new music, and that's why half of the time these bitches are fighting each other. But that's not how a woman is supposed to conduct herself. You see, woman head covered. Mm. So I'm gonna just use this as an example. go back to. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So that's another thing. These women, a lot of them wear a number one, a Caesar, or a two, or a three, or they wear the mohawk and the sides down. But it's actually a sin, and that's another sign of showing how a woman have lost her fucking mind. So let me hold on real quick. First Corinthians 11. Let me see. So the verse 5. So any woman who prays or proclaims Yahweh Shah's message in public worship with nothing on her head disgraces her husband. So you disgrace your husband. There is no difference between her and a woman whose head has been shaved. You see that? And really, that's a sign of no shame. That means you're shameless. And the majority of these women, they're shameless. And even those trannies, they're shameless. And they walk and promote themselves in a shameless fashion. If the woman does not cover her head, she might as well cut her hair. And since it is a shameful thing for a woman to shave her head or cut her hair, she should cover her head. So it said, a man has no need to cover his head because he reflects the image and glory of Yahweh. But woman reflects the glory of man. For man was not created from woman, but woman from man. So you get, you get the message. Nor was man created for woman's sake, but woman was created for man's sake. So when you flip and reverse these roles, what do you get? Chaos. They want to follow their role, and they want to do the complete opposite. So they want to put on the image and the spirit of a man, and they crash and burn. And that's why these women are losing their fucking minds, man. Because they're trying to screw like men. And what happens when these women open their legs up to so many dudes, they have all that semen, them spirits on them from different dudes. Because you got to think about it, man. You have a lot of dudes out here, a lot of different mindsets and spirits out here. So you have a guy that he may do cocaine. One dude he might smoke weed all the time. One dude he might drink all the time. One dude he might like basketball. One dude he might like football. One guy he might like soccer. One guy he might like baseball. One guy he might just be a lazy nigga. One nigga might be Muslim. One nigga might be Christian. One nigga might be a Buddhist. One nigga might be an African Kemet nigga. So you got all these different guys that are winning this woman. How the fuck do you think how she's gonna become? She's gonna become a fucking nut. One thing. If a guy is okay, let's say I'm gonna use this example. If a guy likes basketball and he pops all these women, his wives. Let's say he has 4 wives. He pop it. He's dealing with him. He has a strong vibration. He likes basketball. Well, all them 4 girls are gonna like basketball. You get what I'm saying? But I'm going to end it. Well, you was edified. Shalom.